Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. And welcome to today's feature match. We have Sheikh and ShadowOfTheBat. Sheikh is a new guy. We really haven't got to play him very much. Roland is a veteran player playing with a competing games playmat here. This is a format that the Buckeyes came up with. This is "You Gonna Do Me Like That?" And that's a format where you get to play with two MCs. These are drafted. You don't get to just pick them. And this is how things be. So this is Professor X's ability. He gets to look at the top 4 cards. He gets to pick out some cool X-Men dudes, and then whatever he doesn't pick up, he shuffles back in.
4-3. And what's her keywords? So she's got a superpower, Venom Blast, and during combat I can pay red. And then I choose a character in the melee combat with Spider-Woman to get -0, -3 this combat. I've also got flight, and then my level con, I have to stun an enemy character 3 times in melee combat. That's important.
A lot of the times when people play online, there's a little back and forth, just making sure that people know what cards each other has on the field.
He's a 1/5. 1/5. Flight and range, and he's got a red superpower as well. I put a +1/+1 counter on him for each other character on my side. Then his level up when I recruit a pro registration character, I gain an XP and I need 4. Alright, so I'm whiffing on the build. Alright, I'm going to draw 1, draw 2.
So there was no recruitment there. He's just going to pass.
A training ground in my resource room. We will play Agent 13.
Agent 13.
For Iron Man. Let's see.
She's a 1-drop. She's pretty good.
Yeah, what does... Yeah, if he hasn't moved.
Yeah, if he hasn't moved again.
Yeah, that's right. It's coming to me. Alright, so I am going to send Spider-Woman into your block. He's a 2/4, right?
He's a 2/4, yeah. I'll play Defender Weak.
Alright.
That card defends weak people.
Pay a red and do Venom Blast and give you -3 defense.
3.
There's Roland playing the cards that nobody plays.
So, yeah, we both have 3. We both stand. We both stand.
Yeah. But you get an XP.
Yeah.
He's just looking for XP.
Alright, remind me again,
I have 6 defense, Professor X.
6 defense, that's what I thought. So even if I did that... Oh, I could do that. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, I'm going to discard this Prison 42 to put a +1/+1 on Iron Man.
Okay.
So that'll be 2 +1/+1 counters. Then I will team attack your Professor X with 6 attack. And then Iron Man has 7 defense now. Agent 13 has 1 defense.
Okay, I'll shoot back at the agent.
The shoot back happens because he has range. So only range people can strike back during a ranged attack. The range attack happens when people that have range initiate an attack from the back row.
Alright, not bad. I'll play School of Gifted Youngsters. And
It's a nice establishment. Good place to learn.
Hope Summers. My back row.
So Summers, she's somebody can steal all the printed powers from other X-Men characters. We'll copy them. She doesn't steal them.
I'm going to. Iron Man is a +2/+2 now. So he's
Yep, so it's a 3/7. Yep.
I'll pay for the School of Gifted Youngsters. Probably should have done that first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Angel, Iceman, Banshee, and Zorn.
Card advantage.
Let's see.
It's pretty good to get that. So Professor X says, pay a yellow, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put all X-Men and Brotherhood dudes in your hand, shuffle the rest back into your deck, and because he hit all 4, he gets all 4 in his hand.
I think I'm just going to pass the hand. So, get an XP on the Blob.
Blob just gets XP if he doesn't move.
XP on Professor X.
So he's kind of like
Already.
pretty passive. Like he just sits there and goes, you know, I get some XP, and that he does it every turn if you play him. If he plays the game he wants to play, that's what he does.
For the resource row. Let's see. Think. Let's play a Misty Knight here for an XP for Tony.
XP is what it takes to level. So Iron Man has an ability that every time you play somebody that is his team affiliation, he gets to gain an XP.
We'll go to
I forget how many he
main
needs.
phase.
Let's see what he needs.
Have Spider-Woman attack your Blob.
Sure, I'll take it.
Alright, that's her
He needs
second.
4. So when after he recruits 4 dudes,
And
he
I
will
have
turn into
Misty
level
Knight.
2.
She's
You're going
your
from a
Summers.
1/5
5/1.
to a 6/6.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Tony's big, but not quite big enough yet to get to the professor, so I will pass to you.
I'll draw 2.
So when he levels, he gets a red that says put a +1/+1 counter on him for each other character on your side. And then he gets a yellow that says he already has the +1, the red. But then his main says choose an enemy character, put a -1 counter on it, and it can't attack on its next turn. Turning your cards upside down is a way to show that they're frozen, so they can't ready the next turn. So instead of readying them, just exhaust them again.
Yeah. 5/1.
Not bad at all. Let's see. Iron Man only has a red, right? It's the second level 2 that has the yellow ability.
That is correct.
So what I'm going to do here is
Spider-Woman needs to stun characters in melee combat to get XP. Right now, she only has
So
1.
as soon as you play
No, she has
your
2.
Blob, your Professor X will level.
level up. Yeah. Actually, no, that's not. I whiffed 1 turn, right? So I played.
Oh, that's right. You only played 3. My bad. I can't count.
I appreciate you trying to help me out there, but
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna play X-Men uniform on the Hope Summers.
Alrighty.
So she's a 4.
X-Men uniform is free if it's attached to an X-Men dude. Since Hope is an X-Men dude, she will be able to use that for free. So it's a free 2/2 bump. She starts out at 2/4, so that puts her at 4/6. She also gets range because Iceman has range. So she can end up being a pretty substantial character.
I'm gonna have Professor X shoot Misty Knight.
Well, I do have Spider-Woman in the front row, so she's still.
I'm looking at your stuff in reverse. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't have full range, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Professor X and Iceman are gonna hit into Spider-Man.
All right. I'm going to play a shock to the system on your Iceman.
Shock to the system gives -3 to an attacker, -3 attack.
Then I'll just have Hope go into.
Yep. All right. Wound.
Puts her at 2 wounds.
Then your Steez would stun me back. I don't know if I like that.
I'm content with it.
Yeah, I think I shall pass here.
All right.
Another right for Blob.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Draw 1. Draw 2.
Seems good.
All right.
So, as you notice, he's not readying those 2 characters that were frozen. He just takes them from being turned 180 to being turned 190. It's kind of a shorthand to do without counters to show that you're frozen.
I think. Hate to do that, but that's going in the research row. Then we're going to play an 8-13 for a 3rd XP, and then a superhuman registration unit for a level 1 Iron Man.
That will be so that's the 4th character from anti-registration, or is it pro-reg? That's pro-registration. And that means that now Iron Man is leveled. So you see him switching those cards out. So he plays a lot of little stuff in the first couple turns so that he's accelerating the time that it takes for him to get leveled up there. A lot of the times leveling up is good enough that you can you can get a bigger advantage in the game by doing a level faster.
We're going to have the Cape Killers attack your Blob. They get +3 attack when attacking a character with a superpower. So 4 attack on your.
Yeah. 4 attack, exactly.
Does Blob have a superpower?
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, he does. He has the green power. I forgot. He has the superpower called Boing, and he can choose an attacker as it strikes the Blob.
I gotta do it like
Instead, or it also strikes itself.
What is Hope's defense? She's a 6 defense.
6 defense, correct.
That is not cool. We'll have Misty team attack with 8-13 for a total of 8 attack on your Hope.
8 attack.
So here, Roland's just showing that he's got some expendable little dudes to take out the dudes that Mr. Pokey has in play over there.
Professor X is going to level most likely. You know what? We're going to save it. We're going to save that superpower.
Roland is pretty smart in this situation, knowing that this turn, both of Pokey's MCs are likely to level. We've seen a lot of cards go into his hand that should allow this to happen. As long as Blob doesn't get stunned on an attack this turn, he should get nice and leveled. And then Mr. Professor X is going to level right now. That's pretty much what happens. So Banshee comes in. Banshee should level up Professor X. And that dazes a character on Roland's side. That's a stun that doesn't hurt.
So you'll have to pay 2 still for it. It only goes for free on Magneto. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought it was one of those guys. My bad.
So the confusion there was that there are 2 characters that that helmet can go onto for free, and that's Magneto and Juggernaut. Pookie is a new player and just got confused. Didn't know that he couldn't put it on Professor X for free. Perfectly okay thing to get confused about. When the Blob levels, he gets another ability that says for a blue in combat, if he's defending, it says he can't be stunned in the combat, and at the end of combat, put a +1/+1 counter on him for each attacker that's struck.
All right.
Okay, so he chose to go with an attack and a power up with Iceman rather than replaying the Iceman. Sometimes replaying Iceman is a better deal just because you get to free someone and that's more of an effect. But here he was able to do a hard stun, so maybe he's looking at a full board wipe.
On attack, okay. So I'll go Professor X into Swarm unit. All right. Going with the higher attack, the agent.
Oh, yeah.
And then Banshee will go into the Swarm. And I think that's yeah, that's to you, and then my Blob.
There's the level we were expecting. I think the reason that he opted to not replay the Iceman is he wanted to level. He wanted to knock counters off of Iron Man. He wanted to stun the board, and he wanted to make sure that without a doubt Blob would level. And I think he did exactly what was needed to be done in order for that to happen. So yeah, he doubles his stats. He goes from 2/4 to 4/8. He gains that extra ability.
How many cards do you have in hand?
I have 8 cards in hand.
There's so many. Right, we'll put that there.
Asking how many cards your opponent has is usually a good idea. That will let you know how many options they have in their hand to do things with, whether it be options to play cards during their turn or during an attack of yours. It's always good to understand all of the things that can happen in the game, and knowing your opponent's hand size is good for that. So new players, make sure that you're always comfortable asking how many cards your opponent has.
Okay. So we're going to play Lilith. We're also going to play a tranquilizer gun with her. So I'm going
That's
to
the daisy, right? The tranquilizer gun.
Exactly.
Okay.
One form like that.
Tranquilizer guns is 0-cost equipment, and it says that the equipped character has range, and when it makes a ranged attack against a character who has a superpower, you can daze them.
Daze your Banshee.
Okay. That's just part of the gun, or is that?
So she's got old Madonna's humanity.
So Banshee, what he's explaining here is that she has one of the best abilities ever. Not Banshee. That is Lilith, and her ability is 5-fold, I think. 1, 2, 3, no 4, well 5. So at the beginning of every main phase, you get to do one of these things in order. And that's the first thing is called daze an enemy supporting character. The second one, you get to stun an enemy supporting character. The third, you get to wound an enemy supporting character. The fourth is you get to KO somebody. And then the last one is remove them from the game. She can only affect supporting characters, but I mean, that's a really awesome list of good stuff. So she's kind of good.
All right, so here's my spider web pile.
And by kind of, I mean very.
Let's see. Buckles back there is giving me a headache. I'm going to pay the yellow for we don't want to fight you, and then we'll put a -1/-1 counter on Professor X, and he cannot attack next round.
Okay, so it's one counter, right?
I'm experimenting a little bit with my microphone settings, so if you see things changing, it's because I'm trying to tune stuff in.
Going nowhere near your defense, so I will pass to you.
All right. Yellow.
This is another activation of Mr. Professor X. That hits 3. In almost all situations, paying 1 to get 3 is a pretty good deal. Even if the cards aren't immediately useful, it's still a good charge of resources. 1 for 3. Professor X can't attack, I believe, because Iron Man used his second ability to put negative counters on him. I think it's negative counters. Let's look. I've got a whole computer here. Yeah, you could put a -1 counter on a character and it cannot attack on its next turn. Ooh. So in this situation, Hope should get to daze someone because she copies come into play effects also.
All right, that seems like a good strategy.
But that's a May ability, so it might be in his best interest to not do that because he's going to be able to put wounds on both people on the board. So maybe he didn't want to do that, and that's fine. So he's asking if Lilith has range. She does get it from. She does get it from the Tranquilizer.
And then I'll go. What's their stats?
She's a 4/5/2. 2 health.
4, 4, 5, 2. I'll just go. I'll go Banshee into
Equipment.
So that's a one-way stun.
and I'll pass to you.
All right. Turn 1. Turn.
In this game, you draw before you recover and before you're ready. So it looks like Roland started out with Spider-Woman, but was actually Scarlet Spider. So Scarlet Spider starts off and gets a really cool little side pile that he can use to cull wounds. Bokeh's really turning the corner here. He's got out 2 leveled dudes. He's got out a nice flyer. Bert would say that's the best flyer in the game, and best flyer in draft.
Play the Superhuman Registration Unit. Also, the Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike is like one of the best cards ever printed. She says that she gets +2/+2 in melee combat, and your opponent's characters can't be bigger than their stats.
Enemy supporting character. And the one I would like to stun would be probably your Hope.
Yeah. So he's using the second ability that we talked about on Lilith to just stun Hope. That kills her. That hurts your feelings sometimes when that happens.
Yep. Iron Man, shoot at your Banshee. I'm a 6/6. Have Deathstrike and the Superhuman Registration will attack your
So this is a pretty good attack. Will Blob be able to use his blue ability? Nope, he doesn't got it in hand.
She's a 4 defense.
6.
6 defense.
6 defense. She gets martial artist.
Okay, so go back into this.
And we'll have now Angel is a 5-1.
5-1, yeah.
All right, we'll have Spider-Man or Scarlet Spider attack your Angel.
Angel's got a really cool ability called Air Superiority. If you have flight, you can't strike Angel. But Spider-Man don't got flight. Spider-Man don't play with them biscuits.
I will pass to you.
All right. So let's see what Pokey draws here. Well, he probably doesn't need to draw anything. He's got a handful of cards. Will he be able to he probably needs to figure out a way to kill this Lilith. If he's able to get a Sage or some really good flyer, getting rid of that Lilith right now would be prime. Let's see if we can get a Sage. Nope. That's 2. That's like one of the biggest 4-drops in the game. And a good old Iceman. So this is going to come down to is he dropping solid big dudes or lots of little dudes this turn? Yeah, it's a big hand. He's got to have his deck in there.
Yeah, what you got? 1,200 cards in there?
Not the ones I need, unfortunately.
Not the ones he needs, unfortunately, he says. I've got 1,400 cards, but a good one ain't one of them.
The third one just wounds the enemy supporting character.
So Iron Man is a yellow for the minus counters.
It actually does. It's the Clone Saga. I can pay a yellow and then add a character from my spider web over here to my clone pile over here. And his deal is when he would get wounded, I would reveal a random card from my clone pile. If I reveal a character other than the Scarlet Spider level 1, he does not get wounded. Okay. So the more of the spider pile guys I have in here, the less of a chance I have of actually getting wounded.
Let's go with this. I'll go Sage for 5.
There, we got it.
It's a very good card.
And Iceman.
Oh! That's a really good draw. That's a really, really... I mean, he said he didn't have what he needed, but that's real good. So, Sage has an ability where when she attacks, she just gets attack equal to the defense of whatever you're attacking.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's asking if in range, Lady Deathstrike gets the bonuses, and she does not. It's only while in melee combat.
And then let's go with Sage into your Iron Man.
All right.
Sage into the Iron Man. Okay, there's other stuff. Maybe I don't understand what's happening. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I don't like gambling, so I don't know if I would do that.
Bouquet's figuring out how hard it is to play against crazy, silly Scarlet Spider.
So he's definitely involved in this team attack.
She's got a 5 defense.
Okay, then I'll just go all 3 of these in range attack to lady. That's right. Four attacks are not going to do much, so I pass to you.
Wow. So he was not able to take out the Lilith. Lilith going unchecked is sometimes super game breaking. This turn there is a probability or a likelihood that Lilith is going to be able to put a wound on Sage, and then a stun to Sage would just eliminate it.
I'm going to play the Nullifier onto Iron Man, and I'm going to nullify Sage's attack power. What's her power called?
Supercomputer.
Yeah, supercomputer. That's what it's called. All right.
So Nullifier just says that you can pick a keyword, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeesh. I don't think I'm getting past. So, for the beginning of my main phase, I got 2 triggers. We're going to climb.
Climbing means that you can exhaust a location and put a +1/+1 counter on the person that climbed. And there we have it. Lilith is putting a wound on Sage. So now Sage is a generic 0/10 flyer that cannot do cool stuff.
And then add a spider to my spider web pile, or my clone pile. Now I've got 3 dudes in there. My 5 is hitting a 10.
It's as long as I don't hit Scarlet Spider. Is that how it works? The ability?
So if I reveal Scarlet Spider randomly from my thing, then he does get wounded. If you do not, he does not get wounded. But he would like get turned face down and everything.
Yep.
All right. Well, can't get any of your guys at the moment, so I will pass to you.
Okay, draw 2.
Ooh, I want to know what he was looking for, because last turn I thought Sage was real good. I wonder if it's like Magma. Magma's pretty good.
Yeah.
Magma can take out Spider-Man. So Magma says, while you're in range combat, she just says you don't get abilities.
And I'll call out the yellow color.
Alright, yellow colors. Yep.
Yeah. And cover these guys. And now let's go Magma into Scarlet Spider.
So that means the Scarlet Spider does not get to use his web ability because Magma's that good.
See how it is.
That good.
Sage into Iron Man.
So you might forget that Sage is.
Nullify her power, so it won't work.
Oh, you got the nullifier on. Okay. Okay, so let's see. You're at 7 defense. Nullifier doesn't do anything.
Right, it just gives me
anything else.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's see if I go 2 attack. I got 7 actually. Let's go 7 range into Iron Man.
Alright, I will shoot back at the Jubilee.
Turn in the corner.
Yes.
Turn in the corner. He's able to shoot back because he's got range.
See, she's a 4/5.
Yep, 4/5.
So Sage gets her ability back now.
To her, and I'm gonna play always attack.
Unfortunate.
I think. Okay, I was thinking maybe he forgot that the nullifier went away. So Pokey's kind of like exactly in the position that he wants to be in. He's got a pretty decent board. He's got a big flyer in the front row, and Roland has. Oh, Ragnarok can sometimes pull around games. Ragnarok is good. He's lethal.
Will it be enough to save me?
He puts negative counters on dudes. He's real good.
Okay. Getting past Sage. Yeah, you definitely have this game, sir. I'm gonna go down swinging though. So I will send my Ragnarok as a 9/8 into your blob.
I'm gonna play League this and that.
Alright, so I need the -1. So my 8 no longer hits your. But at least you're not stunning me back. So
But
there
I can
is that.
actually. Let's see.
Oh, you can continue. Alright.
Your value at now an 8/7.
Yep. 8/7.
And how much you have 2 health? Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
Had a bunch of notifications there.
If you got nothing else for that combat, I will pass to you.
Looking pretty bad. Looking pretty bad for Roland here. The corner has been turned. Sometimes there's decks where they're a little. Oh, get out of here.
Yep, that's a.
Yeah.
There we go.
So Zorn gets to heal a guy. I wonder if he'll actually heal the Sage. Heal the Sage. Okay, so when Zorn comes in, he gets to heal a guy. And he gets to pay a green and just remove someone.
Zorn, and I'll give plus 11 counters to my Magma.
Oh, that's a good strategy.
And then I'll hit Magma into.
So there's an ability on Professor X that says he can give counters equal to the attack of someone else on your field to someone else on your field. He's pretty good. He gave it to Magma, and now Magma says, I'm just going to hurt all your stuff all the time, and you can't ever get abilities. Well played.
I'm gonna. Yeah, does Zorn have ranged? He has ranged, right?
He does, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna go into Zorn and pass to you.
So he did that just to make sure that there's nothing that his opponent can do. Like if he has stuff that triggers off attacks, stuff like that. He's giving himself the best ability to not have to interact. Sometimes sacking yourself into a board is the best thing to do.
Well, look what I just drew. That would have been helpful, I don't know, 5 turns ago. Let's go into Zorn and good game, man. Good game.
All right, so that's the game. I'm gonna jump in here real fast.
I had a really rough start, but I think just.
Oh yeah, you can see good.
Hey, Pokey.
Yeah.
Do you know that Zorn has another ability?
What other ability?
As well, right?
Yeah, you could have healed Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you're.
I was seeing blood, so I wasn't really thinking so.
He was seeing the blood in the water. He didn't want to stop for a shrimp when he could have went for a steak. Well played, guys.
Nice.
Hey, yeah, definitely good game.
What was that?
Did you see how he made X-Men?
No.
Only 4 characters.